Honestly, I just saw the job listing online and I thought, what is that job? That sounds interesting. You know, I wanted to give it a try.
Hi there, how are you? So tell me a little bit about your back pain. When did this start?
So a standardized patient is a person who portrays a certain clinical condition for a patient. We develop case scenarios that cover many different clinical scenarios and conditions. We write scripts for them and we have the standardized patients memorize these scripts. We give them training on how to portray the certain patient condition, learn the different aspects of it, how to answer certain questions, and then there's a little bit of improv in there too.
And I like the idea that I've already been able to practice how to have a difficult conversation or how to see someone in potentially the worst moment of their life and be able to still give them that compassion as a human and not just like create a hypothetical scenario in my head of what that should look like. I get to experience and demonstrate that.
I have found this job really rewarding. I mean, I really appreciate that connection that I'm making with the students, and I feel like it's really valuable for me to be here specifically.
I've been a standardized patient for 2.5 years. You know, I was interested in becoming a standardized patient because actually it sounded like a lot of fun. I had some friends that were doing this job already, so I asked them about what they had done, and just the idea of the challenge of it really intrigued me, so that's why I gave a call and signed up.
When did this begin?
Well, let's see, probably about 6:30 this morning.
Standardized patients are essential to medical education. The students come in and they're putting the pieces of the puzzle together that they're learning in the classroom. They're learning how to interview a patient, how to show compassion and professionalism. They're learning how to ask certain questions to get answers from the patient. They're putting this together to figure out diagnoses and differential diagnoses, and then they're coming up with a plan of care. Not only is this in a clinical setting, but they're also learning how to communicate with a patient, how to make eye contact, how to show empathy, how to close a conversation, how to deal with difficult conversations with patients. It's essential that the students are able to come in and have these experiences before they're experiencing them with real patients.
Yeah, it's great to be able to ask questions that we don't know what the answer will be, right? We're used to answering things on paper or talking through concepts with peers. So for this, I'm just gonna go ahead and have you pull just the edge of your collar down a little bit so I can take a listen. But being able to walk into a room and have an actual human address you with their complaint, it gives it that sense of reality, and I think it makes a lot of us feel more comfortable as we're going through our education, that when we go to the real world, we've already had some of these conversations. We've been able to break through some of those barriers within a safe space before we're gonna get out in the real world where it's a little bit more important that we've got those skills refined. So just having a real human to interact with makes it seem like it's something that's tangible and not just an idea for the future. Okay, and you said you've experienced this before?
It feels really good to know that I'm shaping the future of physicians and medicine. I feel like in many ways medicine has been changing really quickly, and part of that is more focus on how students interact with their patients and how the patient feels and how emotions and that interaction between doctor and patient is a huge part of medicine and what affects the outcomes.
We would welcome anyone over the age of 18 to be a standardized patient. We're really looking to diversify our patient pool so that when the students come in, they're seeing the patient population that they're going to see when they're going out to their clinical sites.
I found that it's really flexible. I mean, I have another full-time job, and I found that it's very easy to make it work between the jobs because I have so much time and because I get to choose which events I sign up for.
Our standardized patient activities typically are Monday through Friday in the afternoon. We have some sessions in the mornings, but we ask that standardized patients sign up for a few of these a semester. You can sign up for all of them. Typically we have a standardized patient session almost every week. You can sign up for 4 hours or 8 hours. You can do it every week, or you can only sign up for a few per semester.
We as standardized patients are the ones that help them hone their craft of their people skills, which, you know, that's not an automatic all the time. And as a real patient in the real world, that's what I'm looking for, is just a doctor that will listen to me, make me feel valued, and make me feel in a partnership with them.
Can you describe on a scale of 1 to 10 how intense that pain is?
Probably about a 6.
It's a 6, okay.
So our standardized patients are paid $20 per hour. We pay for 2 hours of home study time, and we also pay them to come in for any extra training and not just the session time. They're independent contractors, so no taxes are taken out of their pay, and it's paid on a monthly basis.
What do you do for work?
I am a nurse.
I think they're amazing. I remember recently we had done one where I was in the room with a patient who had a mental health complaint, and I actually had to remind myself that this was a simulated event because they had done such a good job of emulating this particular pathology that I thought the patient could truly be experiencing this. So for me, it really impacted how I was able to break apart each part of the diagnosis and try to identify varying factors to narrow down what I needed to do to help that patient.
One thing I would like to see is more diverse people as part of the standardized patient pool, because I think it is really critical that students learn how to interact with people, no matter what age they are, no matter what gender they are, no matter what ethnicity they are. That's really important as part of their future in medicine. They need to be able to interact with anyone, and they need to be able to do it with empathy and with kindness.